Hi, welcome to the Shelly Studio, and today I'm working on my mission inspiration project for August. I gave this one the title of Just Breathe, based on the quote that I end up putting on here at some point. So, following the prompts, the very first one that I used is glue, tissue, or napkin. So this is a purple napkin, and it kind of fits the color cues from the mission inspiration instructions, I guess. I'm like, I don't know what to call it. Okay, so the colors are fuchsia, buttermilk, and violet. And the words for inspiration are breathe, leap, flow, unite, and desire. And I have sped this way up. And of course, as per usual, I don't have a plan. In fact, at this point, all I've looked at is the colors and the first prompt. Haven't even looked at the words at this point. So I'm gluing this collaging this napkin down, and I'm not too worried if I have white gaps and stuff. I was thinking it would make it more interesting, but in the end, it just looks like white gaps because I don't do anything with it. Alright, so I'm going to speed up this part. Well, it's already sped up, but I'm going to crop it so you don't watch me do the entire napkin. So I'm just about done gluing this down, and you can see the random gaps that I have. I was thinking I would do something grungy, but that didn't end up being what happens. Maybe in another project. Alright, so the next prompt I'm following is make marks with circular objects. And of course I have a paper roll that I'm making circles with all over the page. Just thinking that this is an overall background. And I wanted some bigger ones, so I took my gesso bottle and tried doing it with that. They're a bit messier. Alright, so the next prompt was to paint with your fingers or your hands. Now this is fuchsia craft paint. And I decided it was too transparent. I wanted it to stand out more. So what I'm going to do is go through and fill in all the circles with the white gesso. Sorry about the dogs if you hear them. Just fill those with gesso. And then I'll go over with the fuchsia, and it should stand out a lot better. Alright, I didn't think you needed to see me do that to all of them. So here's me putting the pink on, or the fuchsia. It stands out a lot better. So I'm just going to go through and fill them all with that. So I'm going to edit this too. Jump to the end. Boom. Okay. So I'm just doing that little teeny spot. I needed a brush for that. My fingers are way too big for that. Now here, I wanted to shade around them. I felt like it needed to be darker. So I'm just going around each of them and just sort of adding some purple and just kind of fading it out so it's a little bit of a shadow kind of effect behind them. So in case you don't know, Mission Inspiration is a Facebook group started by Mike Deacon, and he has a lot of fun projects and does this every month. He also does a mini mission in the middle of the month, but I'm lucky if I can get the mission inspiration done by the end of the month, like this one, last day of the month, I think. It's just how I roll, I guess. And again, editing it down. I feel like a 2-page spread takes so much more time, and I don't want you to sit there and watch me repeat the same thing over and over again. So I've been cropping it. I hope that's okay. Yeah, so I thought I'd just shade the edges while we were here with that dark purple while it's still wet. Alright, so the next part is to do a handwritten journaling or quote, and I found this one. You can see, hopefully you can see. I have to keep waking it up. Sometimes the best thing you can do is not think, not wonder, not imagine, not obsess. Just breathe and have faith that everything will work out for the best. I really liked that quote. So, I mean, I talk about imagining and dreaming about things, but it's true. You can't sit there and obsess about things. What will be sometimes. I mean, you do have control over a lot of things, but sometimes, it's out of your control, and you just gotta let faith take over. Yeah. So I really like that quote. So the next part was to add doodles or scribbles, so I just decided to scribble around a couple of the other circles, just so they didn't feel lonely without ink around them. And maybe it messes up the rhythm of the quote, I don't know, but that's what I did. Alright, so, I read the next prompt, which of course I'm just doing it on the fly, and I'm like, textured card or embossed paper, it said. I just didn't type that on there. I had to hunt, and I found this, and I'm like, okay, well, we've got bubbles on there. I guess we'll have somebody blowing bubbles. And then I cut that out. I'm like, oh, I wanted it on the right side. So now we're going to do it again. And we'll just put them on both sides. So we'll have one on the left and one on the right. There they are. Just glued them on. And now I'm going around with my Faber-Castell and shading it. Yeah, so it stands out a little bit. Now the next prompt was add botanical elements. I'm like, where's that going to fit? Well, it doesn't really. But I just decided to turn some of these little fan shapes that are on the napkin into flowers. I mean, I could have gone to town on it, but I only do just a couple of them. Just so that I have my botanical element on there. And you see how that white is just, I don't know, just in the way, isn't it? And here I'm just darkening around the outer edges because I don't feel like you can see it. If I put it on there, you might as well see it, right? So just darkening around the edges. And then I decide to pull out my Pitt Artist pens, and I tried to turn that purple. And here I'm trying to get my Posca to work. I think it's out of ink, paint, whatever you do with it. So I'll have to toss that one and pull out another one. I think I have used that one. I feel like my white pens and stuff just kind of dry up from inactivity, but I really like them. I like the white that you can put on there. Alright, so now the two flowers stand out a little bit, maybe. Just doing a little bit of fine tuning. Hopefully my handwriting's legible. And then I decided to just add some of this purple. This is the only purple I had in that, in the Faber-Castell. So I just added it to the white, make it a little less stark. And then reading the prompts again, oh yeah, add glimmer or glitter or sparkle. So I have this called Diamond Sparkle something. 3-dimensional. And I put it on there. Now, I did sit with this piece for a few days, try and figure out what else I could do to it, because it was just a lot of background and nothing, no real focal image to it. So I decided to put the words "just breathe" on there, and I'm trying to fit them around the quote. That was really difficult. So it's not like a perfect arc in the center of the page. It's kind of a little off kilter. That's okay. Us artists are all off kilter, aren't we? Anyway, so that's kind of gonna be my focal image, I think, is "just breathe." And there was just no way around it. I had to cut that letter in half. So we'll glue one half on one side and one half on the other. And hopefully it will fold. So I hope you liked that. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, share with your friends. And if you'd like to see more from me, please subscribe. Thanks for watching.